Hello everyone and welcome to Cinderfall Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the Grey. So, a little while ago, a couple of minutes maybe, we just got a nice little New Year's Day review from Games Workshop. Now, there's a cool little video at the start of it with a whole bunch of stuff they do not talk about in too great detail. They just give us some nice little snippets of a whole bunch of stuff, so we're going to talk about that right now and sort of have a guessing game at what we think might be what, but there's some cool stuff in it, so we'll get right into it. There's also a model that they showed off in full, so we'll talk about that at the end. But the first part, Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel. This is awesome to see. And so we've got this cool little video here at the start. We'll wind it back. You should see this come into play, and we've got this little Warhammer logo coming up, and then New Year, new models comes up, and we've got a couple of 40k. Now this would be destruction. The things they said is destruction, decadence, and death. This is clearly the destruction because it's a plasma destructor weapon. So you got this big giant knight with plasma, whether that's for actual 40k, and you got this AdMech dude, and then we have this. This is where I start getting interested. This model floating on a cloud here is pretty darn cool. To me, this looks like Lumineth. Clear as day, it's Lumineth to me. It's got the same sort of whites and blues that the Lumineth have, though, yeah, it is probably an air model. So remembering the four aspects of Lumineth, we have the mountain, the river, the sky, and the zenith. So this is probably a sky model, I would say. Floating sky mage would be my most likely guess at what this is. So it just, yeah, it screams Lumineth. These little knee pads here, all of it, the like puffy MC hammer pants, reminiscent of like Teclis. Everything there is just sort of reminding me of Lumineth. It fits the bill to me. Even the haft on the weapon is pretty Lumineth, and so you got that cool guy, and then we've got this. So this is a cool mount. He's quite high on the saddle. It doesn't look overly large on him though. I've got a few thoughts on what this could be now. So maybe it's something like what Selenar is. That's Teclis's buddy, the beast of Haish. Maybe it's some sort of like avian version of that without the face mask. It could also be, maybe another sort of thought is, if you've read the Slaves to Darkness lore, the Monstrous Phalanx is actually a realm of Haitian beast. So maybe it's some sort of uncorrupted version of the Monstrous Phalanx. But it could also just as likely be maybe some sort of like Griff Charger like mount. Because this seems to be armor plates here at the front. And you can see these little like lines here. This is very reminiscent of the feathering on the Griff Charger models and things like the Taurolon and stuff like that. All have this sort of feathering on them. So that's why it's leading me to believe it's very avian. It's the sort of design aspects. It's clearly Lumineth. You can look at the shield design. That's perfectly Lumineth. Same with all this. Everything. This is a Lumineth model without a doubt. And so let's continue on. What do we get after this? Yeah, you can sort of see more. It's coming up the that's just Lumineth all day long, and yeah, the feathers, the textured feather thing that they like to do. This though, this is the interesting one. This could be one of two things. This is either a vampire or it's a vampire hunter. It is one of two. Now, they do really well in not showing you any skin on this model. However, the one thing that makes me believe a vampire hunter is right here on his left-hand side here. You can see stakes. Why would a vampire have stakes? He's got a hammer and stakes. He's a vampire hunter. To me, that just, yeah. Vampire hunter, hammer and stakes. That equals vampire hunter to me. Now, what's interesting, so yeah, you can see the stakes even more clearly on this side. He's got a cool little belt sword, a bunch of little things. But what's more interesting is this guy with the shield. This is some sort of white. Now, the hand, to me, it almost looks Auric-like. Is this like an Auric white or an Auric zombie ghoul thing? is this now? It's in the same colours as our Witch Hunter, because the Witch Hunter it looks like a Witch Hunter, stakes and hammer. Like, why would it not be a Witch Hunter? So is this maybe some sort of radical Witch Hunter, or is this like a radical white that's working against death, or what is it? Is this enslaved to the Witch Hunter? Is the Witch Hunter using death against him? It leaves me with a lot of questions, because this model is clearly dead. You can see the decay in the weapon here. They've done the rust effects that I like to do. Plus, you look at the teeth and the jaw. It's very, very decayed. It's got a beard, so that's why I'm not sure if it's Auric. But the hand here just is very, very Auric-like to me. But yeah, he's in the same sort of colouring as we saw that other model previously. So to me, that sort of says they're one and the same, and they're somehow joined together. And then after him, we get this fantastic piece, and I'll just leave that there. We've got this amazing model. We'll go down, and they talk about the crew got a great year, but then they show us this model in full. I'm a big fan. I've always talked that I like the gluttonous aspect of Slaanesh, and I'm glad to see it come out in model form. This looks amazing. Guided by the daemon Lothshar, Gluttus or Cillian seeks to sample the most exotic taste in the mortal realm. So, I've always told the story to a lot of people of how in one of the old Warhammer Fantasy roleplay games there was a campaign you could do in a mission book that had a mission effectively where you were hunting down this obese Slaanesh cult that were actually eating, being cannibals. They were eating elves and dwarves and all that sort of stuff, trying the finest meats, as they like to put it. So I'm really glad to see it. I like these hulking brutes at the front. They're pretty cool. You got these cool like stewards around him and all these henchmen, and the daemon, like this snake thing at the back. I'm not sure if that's alive but that's cool to me. And see all the yeah, it's alive because it's coming out of a pot. Is that like a snake charmer thing? I really like that. That's cool. But yeah, just this model, I can't wait to get this for a Slaanesh army. It's made me want to paint these Slaanesh on my table even more now. Just amazing, really. But that's all I really wanted to talk about today, is just sort of go over the reveal, give some thoughts, and I'd love to hear back from all of you what you think of these particular reveals. Well, thank you all for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Also, if you'd like to come chat with me and other members of our fine community, you can do so by following the link down to our Discord server in the description of the video below. Also, would like to give a special shout out to everyone who supports the channel via Patreon or YouTube members, and they are our Sinful Guard Militia members Christian Weir, Philip Ward, Soren, Kenny Lowell, Alderon Shot First, Chaos Spawn and James Crowder, and our Free Guild Regiment members James and AJC. Thank you all so much for your support. If you'd like to help support the channel like these fine gentlemen do, then you can do so by either clicking the link to follow to our Patreon down in the description of the video, or by joining the YouTube channel. That's it for today though, folks. Thank you all for watching once again. Stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the Grey. Ciao for now.